Here's a band that's so sleazy they're skanky. Rachel Stamp were an unlucky contender in the Britpop era, considering they originally had an album planned for release in about '96. And it was shelved, so without that, they seemed to emerge a bit too late. That first album is compiled onto the CD Sweet Shop, which is really fucking obscure, you won't find a copy of this. And if we consider this a re-release, well, a release of that album with a lot of bonus tracks, then it's a very decent offering. It kind of functions retroactively as more of an obscurities compilation, but that includes some of their best work. It's a lot of great examples of their combination of cheek and talent. When they finally managed to release a full length, it was stockpiled with a debut album's worth of things that ought to be singles. This is a lot of fun and it's a wild ride. If this represents the missing debut album, then this goes atop it. There's also a live album, I don't actually cover those except for say it's really good. Then of course the second album is gonna get all serious and intellectual and sprawling and my kind of thing. They're still offering the same great kind of product, but with more depth to it now. Well, not in all cases, there's some fun shallow stuff on here too, but that just makes it the best of all worlds. This compilation is a best of, and of 2 albums worth of material, 3 if you kind. It's so full of stuff that they could have gone just one step further and made a reissue box set of all of their recordings. The liner notes are nice, but there's not much point to this for a fan, not many exclusive Lucy's. I mean, if you've got Sweet Shop, which you haven't. But even then, they started recording a 4th album, and there's at least a single from that. I imagine there's some more recordings. They could have compiled something more interesting for fans. So just the 3 albums, and this is the first example in this series of a straight line. That's the 0th album, that's the first, and that's the 2nd. The great thing about Stamp is their front duo, the combination of David's charisma and Will's virtuoso talent. I think that's what a lot of the best bands have at the front of them. There's a singer who brings their unique perspective, and a guitarist who fleshes that out with their aptitude. The band couldn't exist without David, and it couldn't function without Will. He's one of those immortal workman guitarists who just keeps them going. A uniquely fun thing about Rachel Stamp is how damn dirty they are. I'm not sexual, they are. Stamp are often mentioned in the same breath as, King Ghidorah, and that vibe of music can often raise some red flags about the band members being creeps. In this case, no, they are lovely, and they are such pure musicians. They are clearly in it for the art. They're still doing occasional live shows in that London, and Will and David and She Made Me Do It are still making loads of music themselves. I should have covered it in this video, but it would be a lot to get through. I don't know if there'll ever be more Stamp albums, but we've got this great little trio.